suffer more in imagination than in reality. These words were written 2,000 years ago by Seneca, a man who knew power, luxury, and fear all too well. He lived in a world of emperors and executioners, and yet he realized the mind was the true battlefield. He wrote, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality." How true those words remain today. We overthink the future. We replay the past. We live more in our fears than in our reality. But the Stoics, they learned how to calm that storm within. Seneca, the weight of imagined suffering. Seneca taught that most of what we call pain is born from anticipation. We imagine loss before it happens, failure before we begin, and death before we've truly lived. He practiced premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of misfortune. Each morning he would visualize discomfort, rejection, loss, not to invite misery, but to become unshakable. Because once you have accepted what can happen, you are no longer ruled by it. Seneca's wisdom wasn't abstract. He lived it. He was exiled, betrayed, and ordered to take his own life. And yet, at the end, he met death calmly, proving that the mind, when trained, can remain free even in chains. He understood that fear is a choice and that courage begins in thought. He suffers more who fears suffering than he who suffers. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of control. A century later, the most powerful man in the world wrote quietly to himself in a worn leather journal. Marcus Aurelius, emperor of Rome, a philosopher forced to lead during war, betrayal, and plague. He reminded himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He saw clearly that chaos will always surround us, but we decide whether to join it. He trained himself to pause before reacting, to meet anger with calm, to meet hardship with acceptance. He knew the mind is not a servant, it is the master. Every sunrise, Marcus would reflect on death, not with fear, but with focus. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. To Marcus, death was not the end. It was a reminder to live rightly, to act now, to leave behind no regrets. He ruled an empire, but his greatest victory was over himself. And before them both there was Epictetus, a man born into slavery, crippled and beaten. He owned nothing, not even his freedom. Yet he discovered a truth so powerful, it would outlive empires. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Epictetus understood that freedom isn't given, it's claimed in the mind. Even as a slave, he refused to let others control his spirit. He taught his students that the path to peace lies in the dichotomy of control, knowing the difference between what you can and cannot influence. You can't control the world, but you can control your thoughts, your choices, your response. That's true freedom. He said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Epictetus rose from slavery to become one of the most respected teachers of philosophy, proving that Stoicism is not theory, it's transformation, the practice. Remember, you are not your thoughts. You are the one who observes them. You are not the storm. You are the watcher of the storm. Calm is your power. Discipline is your weapon. Wisdom is your path. You cannot control what happens around you, but you can always control the strength within. Stay calm, stay disciplined, stay stoic.